Good morning there, boys and girls, and welcome to another another exciting episode of Adventures of the Broken Retired. I'm your old buddy Don, and I'm here with my old pal, the Reckless Remote Elmer. I came on today just to kind of give everybody an update in case anyone was curious. If you're a regular viewer to the channel, you know that there's been some things going on in my life, and I figured I'd give everybody an update real quick. First of all, the progress on the black truck has kind of come to a bump in the road, partially because the weather this weekend is going to be so bad. Amy and I actually talked about going up there, but the guy said the weather is going to be too nasty up there to be able to do anything. So, hey, I just came back from a trip to New York where I went through a bunch of nasty weather. I'm very happy not to go, okay? So, we're waiting on some things in that respect to get that done. In the meantime, I've been researching what I'll need to do to it, and of course, I've already got the place to do the work lined up. So, a place called Extreme Automotive. I got those people lined up to do the work, so we ought to be in pretty good shape. Something else is going on. Now we live just outside of Baton Rouge, and the weather this weekend is supposed to be pretty bad. I think it's Sunday night. It's supposed to get down to 19. 19 degrees for us is bad news because construction that's more than about 10 years old is not really made to handle cold weather like that. It's funny how they build things. You know, I'm originally from up north, and we never had problems of having to worry about pipes or anything ever as a kid. Never. I never heard of that till I came down south. If it's going to get down to 19 degrees, I'm going to have to turn the pool to run 24 hours for the next 3-4 days. I'm about to go outside and cover up the outside faucets, but that's not the big concern, okay? The big concern is that when the temperature gets really cold, everyone turns on their heater, right? Normal. Well, the electric grid evidently can't handle everyone run their heat at the same time, and so the power will go out. And it won't go out because trees have knocked the lines down. It'll go out because there's so much of a demand on the system, the supplier can't keep up, which I find to be absolutely outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. So every time the temperature is going to get down below, if it's going to get down below 25, you got to be concerned with the power going out. Now, I've been rather busy the last few days. I'll fill you in on that here in just a minute. So today, the day before it's going to get real cold, today's Saturday the 23rd, I think. The 24th, Saturday the 24th. I've got to go out and I got to figure out what flashlights we have that are available. We can't really use candles that much because we have Matt here, and we have to watch out for that. So I'm going to have to go see if I can find some batteries. And around here, the panic that sets in when cold is coming is crazy. Lines at gas stations and people filling up gas cans for their generators will take 30 minutes at the pump. I can't blame them. They've got the generator, run it, you know. More power to you. But it's a pain. And finding batteries is probably going to be pretty hard. So we'll get out there today and get done what's got to get done. And of course, it's bad for the dogs because we can't have both of the dogs in the house running around loose at the same time. And we can't have either one of them running around loose if they're covered in mud from being out in the backyard tearing things up, because them guys have destroyed the backyard. They have destroyed our backyard, and so when it gets wet, they come in all dirty. They can't go running around the house if they're all dirty, obviously. Angels with muddy feet. And they're going to be spending a lot of time in the house the next couple of days because it's an over 90% chance of rain today and an over 90% chance of rain tomorrow. So it pains me horribly to know that dogs are going to have to be penned up in the house because that's the option, you know. I can't have them running around. Once they dry up, they clean up a little bit. We can let them out one at a time, but it's hard on the dogs and it's hard on us to have to do that. The other thing that I wanted to fill you in on, I said I've been kind of busy the last couple of days. I have been. If you follow this channel, which if you do, I really do appreciate it. Thank you, and thank you a ton for being here now. If you follow the channel, you know that I was scheduled for a heart catheter thing Thursday. I got there at around 10:30 or 11 o'clock Thursday morning. I didn't get home till around 7 o'clock. Actually, I didn't leave the hospital till 7 o'clock Thursday night. Once they got in there and started looking around, they found that I had a pretty serious blockage. They had to do the balloon thing, you know, where they stretch it out and then they put in a stent, which means that I've got more pills to take, which I haven't taken yet this morning and I need to. But anyway, we got that taken care of. And I ain't gonna lie to you. First of all, the procedure is amazing what medicine can do. If you've been through it, you'll understand what I'm saying. If you've never been through it, this ought to ease your mind a little bit, really, because they stuck me on the table in the operating room. I was a Baton Rouge General on Bluebonnet. There was probably 5 or 6 people in the room. All of them were super nice, super accommodating. There are certain things I cannot do. I cannot lay down flat on my back. If I lay down flat on my back, I get vertigo extremely bad. It's completely debilitating. So they made special arrangements to where I could lay flat enough to get work done, but didn't have my head in a position where I was going to get vertigo, and it worked. I didn't get vertigo, which was a huge relief because having I think it's called an angioplasty or something. I don't know what they call it, but having that done, having somebody poking around at your heart, and then getting vertigo like I get it would have been really, really bad. But I was laying there awake the whole time. They have all these kind of machines and screens that move around over you, and there's a gigantic television screen in there, which they wouldn't put on football. Evidently, they wanted to watch what they were doing. And all these people stood around in the room. I mean, I was awake, and they went through the artery in my left arm, and I've been kind of careful because I want this thing to heal up good. I wanted it to, the hole where they put in, they didn't put an IV, they put a big thing where they could put a wire down inside of it. It's like a little funnel they stick in you, where they could put the wire in. But I mean, I could feel what they were doing, sorta, but I didn't realize that they were actually doing it. I was laying there on the table for a while, and they were doing whatever they were doing. I really couldn't see them. They had me covered up with stuff enough that I really couldn't see I couldn't see what they were doing, and I didn't want to see what they were doing. I wanted to be out. But they, I asked them. I said, "Well, we gonna get going at this or what?" And they said, "Mr. Wiseman, we've been busy with it." And it's like, wow. I could kind of feel something a little weird going on with my left arm. It was like, if you're familiar with a cable, like a brake cable on a bicycle, you have the casing on the outside, then you have the wire that goes in the middle of it. And it's like I could feel that wire going in and out through my arteries, but it wasn't painful. It was just a feeling that I knew it was there. And then he said to me that they had found a pretty serious blockage. It was well over 70%. He said what we wanted. He said there's 3-4 different ways to handle it. We could I said no, I want to get it done now while I'm here. So he said, okay, well, what we'll need to do is we'll need to do an angioplasty. I think it's called an angioplasty. Put the balloon and stretch it out, and then put in a stent. And I would much rather get it done now. You know what I mean? Let's get this done. I'm here. I'm laying on the table. I've dedicated the day to it. Let's just get it done. So we got it done. And then I was actually done with the operation, surgery, procedure. I was actually done with the procedure at about 3 o'clock. So it took about 4 hours, start to finish, to prep me and talk to me and get me ready. And, you got to wait for medicines to take effect. I think the procedure itself took about an hour or so, hour and a half. But then I had 4 hours of having to sit in the hospital and wait to make sure that I wouldn't go fall out dead or have a heart attack or something, which I appreciate them looking after me like that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to tell you, everybody at the hospital was super nice. I mean, super nice. If I get a survey, they're all getting a raise. Let me hear Barney and Ed. There's one thing, I'm going to plug this in right here. There's one thing that I do want to mention about the hospital. I'm going to show you a picture. Now, you see this picture? I went into the hospital. You got to sit down and talk to the insurance lady or admissions lady, whatever. So I sit down and talk to her for a few minutes, and they get all my information. And then she hands me a little piece of paper, the piece of paper in this picture. She hands me a piece of paper and she says, take this note down to the second door on the left, go to the window in the middle. I said, okay. And then I looked at the note, and I'm guessing it's hieroglyphics. I have no idea. Anyway, I just had to put that in here. Anyway, so it went well, and then they turned me loose after 4 hours. I had sent Amy home. I see no point. I had Amy drop me off, and people think, oh man, you have to drop you off. You're getting your heart worked on. You should have no, there's no point. There's nothing she can do. They're not putting me out. So any decisions that are going to get made, I can make. And there's no point for her, and Matthew would have had to stay here with her too. There's no point for her to sit in the hospital doing nothing from 11 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock that night. She wanted to stay. She wanted to be there. She wanted to support me. She wanted to be near me. And I appreciate that like you wouldn't believe. But we would have had to make Matt sit there and do nothing for all that time as well, 8 hours for all that time as well. And that would have been very uncomfortable for him. That's not something that he would have wanted to do. And I'd really rather that Matt be comfortable. So I asked Amy to just relax, don't worry about it, drop me off, and I'll call you, you come pick me up. So we got home, and I had, it kind of hurt, it kind of hurt in there. And it's like, man, my heart kind of hurts. And well, I guess so, you just had some guy poking around at it. Of course it's going to hurt. So I kind of just blew that off. Probably had the worst dinner in the world because you can't eat before you go to the surgery. So I went in to the hospital Friday morning. The last time I ate was Thursday night. So from Thursday night till 7 o'clock Friday night, nothing. A couple sips of water, and that was it. And a bunch of medications. So I was hungry. We went to a Subway. I love Subway food. I love Subway food. It's cheap. Not as cheap as it used to be. It's cheap and it's good, right? Anyway, I was going to get a meatball sub. I love those things. Pepper jack cheese, toasted. Oh yeah. But we went to the, Amy pulled up to the, Amy was driving, I couldn't drive. Amy pulled up to the Subway, and I went inside, completely mobile. We just got out of angioplasty or whatever they call it, and, you get up and walk around. It's not a big deal. And anyway, the guy inside there was a guy in the store working by himself, and there was a problem with the register he couldn't figure out, and he couldn't get his boss to answer the phone. So the place was at a standstill. The guy was embarrassed, and I understand that. It is what it is. But I didn't feel like standing around waiting for all that to happen. I'll get a meatball sub somewhere down the road. We ended up going to Taco Bell, and I got a bunch of soft tacos, which is probably not the best meal to eat right after you have angioplasty. But what can I say besides I love soft tacos with a bunch. Man, you got to pile on the fire sauce. I love the fire sauce. Anyway, so that night and for a good part of yesterday, the pain subsided, but I don't know. I just felt weird. I felt whatever. Now this morning, I feel a lot better. I still feel kind of slow. Still feel kind of nervous. I got a little bit of, I guess, what do you call that? PTSD after having it done. But I think I'm doing well. I think it's an improvement. Now there's some other things that have been happening in my life as well, which are very important to me, very important. And if we're going to have conversation, we might as well talk about it. One thing is that I have made the decision to quit smoking. We talked about this before. Made the decision to quit smoking, to actually quit smoking. And I bought an anti-smoking product, or a product to help you quit, called Quit Stick. No, they're not providing any sort of whatever for me. This is not a sponsorship, although they are welcome to sponsor me if they'd like to. It hasn't arrived yet. So I checked this morning. Sorry about that. Got a phone call. I had to answer. So back to the no smoking product. The product I checked this morning. It hasn't arrived yet. It was supposed to be here yesterday. Hasn't arrived yet. The tracking thing on the screen says that it's arrived at the distributor or whatever. So I anticipate it being here today. Excuse me. I anticipate it being here today, and I'm gonna get busy with it as soon as it gets here. I've been using it. I've been using the excuse that it's not here to procrastinate the quitting part of it, but the whole point of getting it was to quit smoking by using the product. So it is what it is. And I've got to get busy. My office in here is such a mess you wouldn't believe it. Everything. I've been behind on everything, waiting on that heart angioplasty thing to be done. I'm going to take, obviously I'm going to take a few days just to chill out, just to relax a little bit. But I do feel a lot better. My heart doesn't act as funny like it was before, or at least not as much. And it seems to me that what they did was a success. And I'm gonna say it again, that those people at Baton Rouge General were very, very nice to me. They were extremely, all of them were extremely cordial and accommodating. I got to tell you that the experience was good, but I don't want to do it again. It's not like I'm going to go down there and hang out next weekend to have it done again. But anyhow, all right. Well, I think I've caught people up on things. I've got to get with Amy and find out what lighting we have and what we need to make it all work so we can have lights in the house at night. The dogs don't like the house being completely dark. Sometimes they'll get to howling in the middle of the night because they're lonely. Because when it's dark, completely dark, no power. And I got to put the pool on 24/7, and there's a lot of things to be done. So thank you very much for being here. I really do appreciate everybody hanging out. I appreciate everybody staying in touch and wanting to, or being interested in the channel. I thank you very much for that. This YouTube thing has been a wonderful, wonderful experience. And the experience gets better all the time. I kind of feel like I'm getting more comfortable in front of the camera, not behind the camera, in front of it. And I'm just having a blast. and being able to do this at my leisure is great. So thank you very much. It's because of y'all that I can sit here and do this. And I really, really appreciate that. The comments are it is so much fun to answer comments because that is a direct connection that I have with you. And it just feels good. It feels good to have people sending stuff in like that and to be able to communicate back and forth. So thank you very much. All right, Elmer, let's get this into editing and get on with it. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming. See you next time around. Get us out of here, Elmer.